So I'm gonna go ahead and kick this off. Um, you know what I'm saying? When you're successful, especially when you're a person of color, when you're successful, it might not even be a person of color. When you're successful and you come from a family of poverty, and you know you could be famous or just successful, but the people closest to you do things to you, and they expect you not to say anything because people will look at you crazy or look at you away. It ain't even crazy. People may be ashamed that things happen to them. And I'm here to say this. If you've been backdoored, you've been stabbed in the back, somebody stole from you, or even robbed you, it's nothing to be ashamed about. You need to let them people know who them people are so that don't happen to nobody else. Don't be ashamed. You know what I'm saying? They be the closest people to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, my mother, I spent over $500,000 in assets, houses, cars, just to give her comfortability because she was homeless. And, I always paid the bills. But she ended up being homeless because she was pocketing my money for the mortgage and lost the house that was supposed to be mine. She was supposed to sign it over. So I had bought vehicles. She couldn't afford, paid them off. So I had to keep them because she couldn't even keep the maintenance on them. Like, you can buy somebody something, they can't keep the maintenance on it. Like, you just got to take it. Because you're not going to pay for the car and the maintenance for you to just drive around. Like, you never did that for me. You know what I'm saying? So, my mother been married 4 times, divorced 4 times. And she always used to try to put her guilt on me. And since I was a kid, I've been helping out with bills since I was like about 7, 8. Nothing major, like 1,000, but like $40, $80, $100 here and there. But I'm a kid, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a kid. I shouldn't be doing that shit. But I used to make my money hustling. I was 4, I was shooting dice. She started taking my dice. Um, I used to sell my little Pokemon cards. Sold candy. I used to place a lot of bets. Shit, I was a genius. So like I mastered video games. My brother worked at Hollywood Video, so I beat all the games. One day he came home upset. I asked for what the games are. He said I beat them all. So I used to just place wagers on games, beat people. I was always an earner. It's the only way I like to make money. Um, yeah, so like my whole life, and she always hated me. You know what I'm saying? Um, I remember my 7th birthday. We was supposed to meet with my biological father. Him and his girlfriend was there, and they got in an altercation. His girlfriend, him, and my mother, because we didn't want to go over to me and my younger brother. And prior to that, we always used to call him and tell him, right? So this weekend, before we went over there to meet up, we used to meet at my uncle's house, my auntie house, her building, her people's building. I'm like, why don't we just call? Like, why we gotta go see him? Like, it was my birthday. Man, it was my birthday. His family's Jehovah's Witness. He don't care about Jehovah's Witness, but he'll accept gifts, but he's not giving gifts. So I knew that, you know what I'm saying? He ain't never gave nobody shit, so I ain't want to be older. I was getting older, and I was like, as a kid, if at my mom's house she ain't never there or don't care if I'm outside or not. But at my biological father's house, we got to sit in the house and play the same game, and he outside all day. It's just different type of freedom. You just don't want to waste your time. You know what I'm saying? He done left us at his girlfriend house with her son, and we didn't got into it with this nigga. I got into it with him, and we get in trouble because he tell his mama he 3 years older than me. I think I was like, what, 6? He was 9. So it was just like, I just got sick of it. You know what I'm saying? And I was too smart to even be dealing with all that. So they got on the altercation on my birthday. They forgot about my birthday, don't care. My mother was banged up pretty bad. So fast forward, they had court and shit about it. They put me on the stand. I told the judge what actually happened, and he asked me, did my mom say anything? Tell me to say anything. I'm like, yeah. Why the fuck would y'all put an 8-year-old on the stand? That don't make no sense. I'm a kid. I'm supposed to tell the truth. Um, so from then on, it's been hell. We back and forth from the city. I was supposed to skip a few grades. Every time I'm at a school, I excel. I don't even do homework. I just do all the work there. They give me extra work, upperclassmen work. Sometimes I had classes. When I got in high school, I had classes that wasn't with my peers. It was with upperclassmen. So like my senior year was just gym class. I had a construction class and then aerobics. And I think like we had to take a senior class, and that was it. But yeah, so like every day my senior year, my mom used to call me and like curse me out every day, every day. So my buddy was like, "Man, she do that every day?" I'm like, yeah, I just put it on speaker, put it on mute, and whenever she say like, "All right, I'm getting off the phone," I say, "Okay," and hang up. Because if you listen to negativity, you know, like consistently, repetitively, anything repetitive you listen to it, it'll be detrimental or it'll take effect on your brain. It can be positive or negative. So I tune out anything negative, especially with her. She had this thing about me getting a job. I never got it. I didn't get a job because it's not my thing. I got one senior year because she was in my ear forever. But as I got older, I just had my own businesses, did my own business, and I had a big real estate play. She begged me to get involved with anything I had doing since she never supported. And I was successful, and family and friends was asking about me, and people started she started telling people about me because I'm a son. I'm actually her son, and I'm successful. But she wants something to talk about, brag about, whatever. Um, Trying to find out she was just trying to get over on other people using me. Had a major real estate play. Um, she ruined it. Begged me to get involved. Ruined it. Um, Major construction play. Um, because she's a veteran, so I had to be a veteran company. You had to have a veteran on the board, and I did all the paperwork. We was 99.8% complete. She just had to call to verify. She never did it. I had some contracts lined up. Um, and the real estate play just threw me off because it was like I invested in a home with both our names on it, and like she tried every which way to like mess up me making payments, and well, I got end up getting stuck with it because I couldn't flip it because she was tripping. Um, so it kind of like threw a little monkey wrench, but it's like the things that I do got in my control, which she's attached to certain things. She'll try to change the payment dates, just to try to complain and argue. They'd be like, "Oh, you missed the payment." She like made the payment date 3 days earlier. You know what I'm saying? Just so she can complain, just to try to throw me off. And I think I got hyper focused ADHD, so I have to multitask everything, and I'm very detailed. And especially with numbers, I'm very exact. So if I expect something, I don't have to keep checking on it. I just naturally know when it's coming. So like, that shit used to try to throw me my distraction off because if the bills is due on the 5th, I'm waiting to the 5th. I'm only putting money into the 5th. But if you change it to the 30th and you call me out of the blue complaining, then I call the companies like and ask them the dates. They say, yeah, the dates just got switched to. They'll tell you, but she'll never tell me because she's a liar. But just unnecessary stuff. She didn't put my brothers against me, which I don't mind. Ain't nothing but some exercise. But when it come to me exercising, now it's a problem. Now I gotta go to. They trying to set me up to go to jail, but you're threatening me. But if you come towards me, I can defend myself, and it's not gonna go the way you want it to go. So um, it's just weird stuff because their lives not where they want it to be. It which has nothing to do with me. Um, she even got involved with my child's mother, and try to keep my daughter away from me, which is weird. Then I found out my mother's bisexual, which is another thing that's weird, but it makes sense to stuff she used to say to the women I dealt with. And encouraged my child's mother to mess with another man. Mm. So I had to cut her off. Take care of my daughter, but I cut her mom off. Her mom didn't like that. She said it's a double standard. In what world, in what country, where a woman can mess with other men and her child's father is supposed to take care of her and deal with her, and she works a regular job that she can't afford her bills. Mm. I don't think my life is that horrible that I gotta settle for that. I'm a pretty handsome guy. I never had a problem with ladies. She was the only problem I ever had with a woman. And it's always be the ones that give you the most problems that end up being your baby mama. Man, I just had some women give me no problems. But I still don't have problems. I ignore them. But yeah, so they think it's cute to bother me. My baby mama tried to lie and say I attacked her or whatever to keep my daughter away from me. Man, my daughter's with me that day, and she came over trying to force her to leave. I had to record videos of her, so I got plenty of evidence on her. But I'm not a person to get people involved, especially if it's clear as day. But in America, it's about who tells first. And if you're dark skinned or black, they're gonna automatically be negative. But if you don't interact or communicate, they can't prove anything if there's no evidence. If you have no marks and she's a red bone, she's very light skinned. If you have no marks or trauma or anything, like, it'll show, like bruises or anything. So it was just something soft, and it didn't even be a domestic or anything. They made it a DCFS situation, a DCFS warning, a warning situation stating if something happens, this will be used as evidence for the newer situation. So I tried to appeal it. Um, when I sent everything to appeal through email, and I contacted them through the phone, they ignored me or replied, I gotta do this. I did it. So then they called me from a private number, left a voicemail. They had a hearing date, didn't know nothing about it. I get the mail a week later. So they pre-mailed something and then had a hearing date without me knowing. So, that automatically I can't appeal it because they automatically saying I didn't, whatever. But it was a private number. This is how you know the government works against you. It was a private number that called me about a hearing case. The judge is Facebook friends with my previous business lawyer, which is also friends with my mother and her friends from the post office. Same lady, Carmen Love. It's on my paperwork. My baby mama called herself crying to me one day because, so I'm like, this stuff can affect, like, what I'm saying, my businesses and stuff. I be in the courts, I'm a mediator. They already sent me a denial with the working with Markham because I don't know, but they denied me as a mediator. You know what I'm saying? I got hella licenses. So she calls herself fake crying or whatever and trying to be sad, but it's like you still act mad or attitude with me to this day, and I don't do nothing to you. And you try to keep my daughter away. My daughter cries for me, like literally cries for me when I hit, and she said I have to FaceTime her. Like I was giving my daughter a phone. I got my daughter a tablet with a number. Um, she didn't let her call me. She said she was giving her a phone. She never got her phone. She said she got her phone and all that. 6 weeks later, she complained to me about me not calling. I asked my daughter, why you ain't got a phone? She said she's not big enough. So, games. She asked me to get her school supplies. Didn't know what school she was going to. That don't make sense. So it's just, stuff to try to provoke you because you're ahead and they couldn't compliment or support. And it is what it is. They got to deal with it. I'll be more in depth. I got more episodes to come. I'll show my face and everything. So y'all can get an idea what it is. But don't be ashamed about the back door. It happens. That's because you try to take care of people close to you and they wasn't supporting. So they thought they had an opportunity. It's all good. we got motion.